Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. So I'm back for part 2 of my lovely pink Christmas journal that I'm in the process of making. So today's video is going to be finishing the cover and then putting together the some of the pages. I'll show you how I use them, do my classic sticking the pages together, adding maybe some flip outs on some of the pages. So what I think I'll do first, because these will need to dry before I can then stitch around them, is we'll do this and then we'll come back to the cover. But I've kind of laid out the cover, my idea for it. I went ahead and stuck this onto some thicker card so it was easier to tear around, and just made a much more stable piece of ephemera to stick on there. I've decided to close it with this lovely, it's like holographic almost ribbon. I just think that would be really nice. The pink lace along here, and then just the word Christmas with pink, and then I've got the little book corners. That's ready to do, and I've also got the inserts. I haven't glued them or stuck them in, but I've got them prepped ready, so hopefully the second half of this video we can get to that bit of the journal. Move that up there, but I want to do some of the pages, as I said, because some of them will need to stick before I can sew round them. So let's start with, yeah, this one's straightforward basic page. It will go like that with some writing. I'm not going to have any flip outs or anything on that. So I had a lady ask me, one of my viewers, hello, thank you for your lovely questions and comments, and she wanted to know kind of why I do it like this. There's a couple of reasons. To be honest, cost and the quality of printing and what I can afford does play a big factor into it, which is why I print on straightforward copier paper, just everyday normal copier paper, and then because of that, if I was to print two-sided, you would get a lot of ghosting through the page, and it just doesn't look very nice. So I always stick 2 pages together like I'm going to do here. I could print two-sided, but I would need to print on a much higher quality paper, more of a presentation style paper. And the printer that I currently have is a Brother printer, and it is so expensive for the ink, because to do it on that type of paper I would need to then print it as a photo quality, and yeah, I just cannot get very many prints for the ink. So for me it's best to do it this way round. Obviously everybody's different, we've all got different ways we like to do things, our printers and their capacity and everything, but this is just the way I like to do it. But it also gives me the option to, before we stick them completely together, if I wanted a flip out on the page, I could tuck that in to here, or if we want, I mean, you could flip this way, that way, any which way you wanted to, but it gives me the option to do that. Once it's all glued together, I will stitch around it. You don't have to. The glue, how I do it with glue right up to the edge, does hold it, and there are some that I haven't sewn, but I just like a sewn edge around it. I just feels it adds another dimension to the journal. So that's kind of how and why I do these. So yeah, I hope that kind of explains things a bit better for you. So basically all I do is I decide on which ones I'm going to be having. This one's going to be on the inside as the page folds in half this way, and then all I do is I don't trim this. I leave the white border on, so that I can get both sides exactly the same, and I literally just use a bit of glue and I just do a couple of little lines in the middle that just holds it together, and then I've tried to very carefully line up the edge with the edge there, just like so. 9 times out of 10 I don't get any wrinkling or creasing in the page, because she asked that question as well, but when you coffee dye paper, you get quite a wrinkly feel to them. So if on the odd occasion where I do get a little bit of crinkling, I'm not too bothered. It kind of makes the paper feel like it's older and a bit more crinkled, but generally I don't get that kind of crinkling on the page. So what I would do is I would go ahead and do the batch of them like this, then I will cut them, which is what we'll do, because this is the only one that's going to be completely stuck together. So what I've done is I've got that glue just in the middle to hold the 2 pages together so that they don't come apart, and then I will come in and trim the white off. That way I know that if I was a bit wonky on lining it up, I've taken it all off, so you can't see any wonkiness, because we never usually get it lined up perfectly. There are always some bits to it. So I then just trim this all up. Like so. Make sure, yep, oh no, see, look, you've got a little bit, you can just see a little white line that side, where I'm guessing it either didn't print straight slightly, but that's fine, because I can now come in on this side and just take that little slither off and trim it up nicely. So that's all good. Okay, now as we're not adding anything to this page at all, we're just literally going to have it stuck down as one to become one page. All I now do is, this is my PVA glue, nice strong craft PVA glue, and I literally just run quite close to the edge the bead of glue all the way along the edges, all the way around. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for your lovely comments on my autumn journals. You guys have really been enjoying the autumn bits that I've been making, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's lovely chatting with you guys. So there we go. That's done all the way around, and then I go from the centre out. Just, this is an old card that acts like a scraper. That way I just find it helps keep it smooth, and then I just make sure the edges are properly stuck down. There we go, that is one. Now 2 sheets of paper into one. I will let that dry, and I might stitch round. I'm not sure. It's got a nice pattern on here actually, so I might not actually need to stitch around these. As I said, you don't need to, because you've glued the edge. It's going to stay. So that's how I stick my 2 pages together. It also gives it a nice weight to the page as well, but doesn't make it too heavy like if you had a cardstock or anything. So that's how I do that. Okay, so that's page, just a straightforward page in the journal that's going to dry. Let's see, this is my front cover. So I just need to decide if I'm going to have anything inside the front cover, or whether I'm going to have, I think I'm not, I think the front cover will leave as it is, and then whatever page goes in here, so like if this page goes in here, you can have a pocket and stuff on there. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. Obviously make sure you've got it the right way. Just some glue in the middle to hold it. Line these up as best as you can. There we go. Oops. Let's give it a trim. I might put some lace or some trim or something on the edge of these pages that aren't going to have any pockets on. I think that would be quite nice. Okay, so have we got any? Yeah, there's a little bit of white up this side again. There we go. Thinnest of slithers, and then that is all perfect. So I do exactly the same. We'll go around the edge with all the glue. Okay. There we go. And then up in the centre. And that is another page done. Look at that. Okay, so that's going to be, I've decided this one's going to be my front cover. I might be able to put like a little label or something up there that you can just write on or whatever. So yeah, that's second page done. Right, let's see how we're doing for time. 13, that's not too bad. Okay, these pages I definitely want to do some flip flaps on them. They'll go like this, so you'll have this on this side, and then with this lovely pattern here, I want to do some flip flaps so you've got some secret writing spaces and things like that on them. And I want to do them these two like that in the journal. Let's make sure. Yeah, that needs to go that way around. So what I do first of all is exactly the same, is just put a bit of glue in the middle, and I literally just make sure it is tucked in this middle bit, because you're not going to add anything that far in. When we stick the flaps in, you're really only needing bits that are along these edges. So let's line this one up. So I will cut the bits off in a minute. I'm just going to do exactly the same with this one. Make sure that's the right way. The smallest of bits in the middle, like so. way we've got as much real estate on the edge as we need to attach anything. Okay, let's trim these up, and then we can think about the flippy flappy bits that I like to add in. It's a really foggy day here today, really foggy. It's coming up to midday, so yeah, I think this fog is here for the whole day because it hasn't lifted up. I say it's lifted a small amount. There's a bit along this bottom bit that needs retrimming, look. Yeah, it's lifted a very small amount, so like I can see 3 houses over the back now instead of just 2, but that's all it's lifted. So, and it's quite just damp, everything's just hanging in the air today. Still, that's our autumn weather. At least the storm, that storm Babette, seems to have dissipated from the country. Thankfully it did not get affected here at all. We had torrential rain, so I'm guessing that was part of it, but it was nothing like what Scotland and up north places had. Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking about losing your house with flooding or anything. Okay, so we're straight on that one. Lovely. So what we now need to do is decide which way we want the flaps. I definitely think you could get some pockets on this page here. And I just think if you've got that here, a little flip this way might be quite nice. So I might do one that comes across this way. Might be quite nice, so that you just see part of that. Okay, let's have a look at ones from the kit, what we've got left. They're all quite wide, so unless we just had a bit of that, I'm not sure whether I like that with that. No, I don't. What about seeing that? I think I quite like that actually. So now I think if I want this as some writing space, so when you flip it open this way you can write on here. So in order to have it as writing space, I think we're going to need to put it onto coffee dyed paper, I think would be best. So I'm going to try and get all of this in. Like so, let's use that line. Okay, so that. And then I think I'm going to score along here, or fold along here, so we don't need all of this excess. We don't need all of that. Yeah, I'll use that line there on the ledger as the fold line. Okay, now I do want it a little shorter than the page, so let's just tear off this little bit at the bottom. Okay, so that is going to fold like there. We can put a little tab on there. You open it up and you're going to have some writing space. Oh, I do apologise, my printer has decided to do its cleaning. I hope that's not going to be too noisy for you. Yeah, I like that. So let's move this to the side and we'll work on this one. Coffee dye paper, have I got any here? No, just bear with me, I just get some coffee dye paper. Hello, sweetheart. My little puss. Hey, what are you doing? My little cats. Didn't realise she was up here, bless her. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop that on there. Okay, let's go with that. Move these to the side, get a glue page and glue this down. Okay, so that's on there. Lovely. Okay, so we'll leave that to dry for a few moments. So that's going to flip that way. What do we want on this page? How about that? That I think would look quite nice. Oh, do we want it? I was just thinking now actually whether I want it as a flip up the top. So you flip it up here, you could write on here, then you have a nice big pocket here. That could flip down. On the pocket I could put like a little coin or something to hold that in place. I like that idea. Okay, let's go with that. So let's just trim. Try and see if I can get it straight. Sometimes my things are not very straight. There we go. That's straight enough. And we'll go there. I think that's going to work coming down the page. I don't need all of this because I'll tuck it right at the top there, so let's just take off some excess there. And the same with the bottom, I'm going to have it, if it's coming down here, actually we want to keep a little bit at the bottom. We can perhaps put a word or something on the page. So I'm going to actually keep, that did not tear straight, did it? Gosh. There we go. So we're going to have that flip up for some writing space. We can put a pocket underneath on here. Okay, so this also now needs to be backed with coffee dye paper. Let's grab another glue page. this on here. Okay, so they're the two flip outs on that side. What do we want on this side? Whether it's going to be this way. Not sure. We do want something on this page. Maybe we want another flip up here. Or maybe just a little half flip. I think a half flip might be nice. Okay, so I'll leave those to the side to dry. Let's have a look at what else we've got in here. Actually, just wondering if that would be really nice. Just a simple that with some writing space then, don't you? Yeah, let's go with that. So we'll take you off here. And then we're going to need to probably come in about there. Like so. I don't need all of that just to tuck in there, do I? I'll take that off there. Okay, so that will fold in under there, lift up for some writing space. So I need another piece of coffee dye paper. I just grabbed a few because I'll probably need to use several. Okay. So the glue page. So with these flippy flaps, you can have them go in any which way, any direction. You could add envelopes. I haven't done that actually. It's something that I need to dig out my junk mail envelopes that I keep, because that would be quite nice to do, because obviously the envelope's got its flap that you would tuck in. It might be nice to do this with some of the window envelopes as well. I might do that in some of my ephemera making videos. Just use some coffee dye paper and make up some pages ready to add to different signatures if I want to. Okay, so that's going to form the flip up for that page. What do we want on this page? Do we want one that will flip this way, give you some writing space, or do we want it to flip down? I don't think I want it to flip down, because I probably will have a pocket of some kind on here. So I think just to flip out to the side on this one. So let's go back to our digital kit and see what else we've got. So we've used those two, so we don't want them. We've used that one. How about the mittens? I think the colour combination of those will go really nicely. Okay, we'll use this on the cover of the journal. So, try and line it up on my board. I think I'm just going to go about there. and we go about there. And about, actually might come up a little bit, there we go up to here. So that will flip out. Just make sure it doesn't cover too much. If you fold it along that line, yeah, that'll be fine, and that'll flip out there with some writing space and a pocket. Okay, so I'm actually using the white bit on here to help with the hinge, so I'm just going to back the whole thing in coffee dye. Let's grab another glue page. That one's still drying. That one's still drying, and that one's still drying. Okay, I need another one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there are all our bits for our flippy flaps for this one page ready. We're about just over half an hour, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here. These need to all dry before I can tear around them and pop them all together. So I'm going to pause the video here, then I'll be back in the same video just a bit later on this afternoon, and we'll finish off doing some more bits. So I'll see you, I'll see you shortly. Hello again. Right, everything's dried. I've torn them out and popped them into the place where we wanted them. So like this one here, we stuck it onto coffee dye, so all I've done is I've just torn around it out and then inked it with the Victorian velvet. So that one goes on here. I've just paper clipped them on to hold them in place. We've got that one flipping up there, and then on this side you've got a flip up and a flip out on here. So you've seen that I just basically glue these pages together. And now it's a case of putting all of these in here. So let's oh wait, that can stay on there, I think. Actually, let's do this one first. Doesn't matter which one we start with. We've got our little flap that is just going to go on here, glued down, and like so on there. So what I think I will do is put the glue on here and then put it in position. So I'm just using my PVA glue, my nice strong PVA glue. Okay, and then I want it fairly near the bottom. Like so. Oh, I was going to have it in the centre, wasn't I? I was going to have it in the centre. I thought it didn't look right. There we go. So that will fold over, nice and simple. And then when you look at it on that side, it's just glued in there, which we'll come to that fixing this side down once we've put them all in, we'll go round and glue them together. Okay, so that's secured nicely on that page. Let's turn this around and we will put this one, and I think this one I need to keep it more to that side so that it doesn't impede on the fold when we come to fold the page in half to go in the journal. Okay, because I want to, once I've done this, I want to go back to the cover. I did say at the beginning of the video I was hoping to get to the cover and finish that off in this one. That looks about right. Just smooth that down. So that's those two stuck to this page at least there. Now we want to do this one that flips out this way. And then, yeah, I'll get my cover done in this video. So this video is probably going to be about an hour long. Now I want this one fairly near the bottom. Like so. There we go, that's nice. There we go. So last one, and then we can put these pages together. Finish the gluing. Well, the fog has lifted from this morning. It's still very grey and feels very heavy in the air still, but there is a bit more fog. I can see the trees over in the distance out of this bedroom window today, which is nice. I like to watch those trees. You get rooks and the jackdaws as well as magpies all fly quite in big groups in there. Lovely, that's right on that edge there, but that's fine, that's absolutely fine. So where are we? We just now need to close this all together, so I'm doing exactly the same as I did on the previous one. I'm just filling this with glue. I'd put a little bit of extra round here just so that, because it's a bit heavier weight, I don't want it to tear open or anything. Sorry, I was trying to think of my word then. Put a little bit of extra glue over them. Like so, and then this page, all down here, and then a bit of extra on there. Okay, so let's open these out, and then I do find when I add these flippy flaps, you do sometimes get a little bit of creasing on the page, but it's not that bad at all, in all honesty. There, that looks like that is all nicely stuck together. Okay. So that is going to be our page. I won't fold it yet, but basically we've got flip ups with lots of writing space, and the same flip out and another flip up there. We could put a little pocket so you could still write on here and then have a little pocket. We could put pockets on these front, but we can do that when we're decorating. So that's how you can then take the fact that I do 2 pages together and add lots of flippy flaps to them. So I'm going to leave the pages there for now. I have got a couple more still to do, but I want to get on with finishing this journal, the journal cover, should I say. And what I need to do first, yeah, because I want to stick these in as well, which are the inserts. So let's find the center of this. Just there, give it a bit of a pinch. Okay. Now I want to, oh look, it measures exactly 22 inches. No, I don't suppose it's going to. I tell you what I'm going to do. They aren't stuck on, so they can. If we lay it out like here. So half of 22 is 11. We're about 11? Yeah, we're at about 11. So I'm going to use my ruler, Fabri-Tac glue as the guide. I'm just going to start here, move that out of the way, just so that I can go down, oops, with a bead of glue for about 11. Okay. We can put some more glue on afterwards. This is literally just to hold this in place. There we go. Oops, coming off. And now let's carry on. Sorry, I'm probably out of shot there. There we go. So I'm going to give that a moment to dry. On there. And I'm going to stick this onto the back here because I know that I need this on there. So let's try and get it centre. I still haven't got myself a one of those silicone things that I've seen Gail use. I just don't go out at all much because of how my health is and everything, so I'll have to see if Amazon do a cheap one, that when I do another order I can get myself a cheap one. Okay, so we know that that is then going to go on there, but I'm going to attach that afterwards. Let's move that to the side. Okay, and now if I can come along under here with a second bead of glue I'm going to put it on the ribbon this time and see if that will adhere better. There we go. So that's that side. Okay. Oh, I've got gluey tissue here. Just wipe off the excess. I've gone quiet, concentrating on trying to get a nice straight bead of glue, because this is quite sheer, so you will see a little bit of the glue through. So I'm trying to keep a steady as she goes a bit wonky on the end here. That's fine. That looks good. There. So I just need to let that dry. Where are we? Let's put it up here and let's lay that like so, because I want them to dry. Okay, so what can we be doing? Yeah, 40 minutes. Right, so these are the insert panels. This one goes in the back, and it has this flips out. I'm going to have a little pocket on here and a pocket on here, so we can glue these in without needing that. So let's glue this onto here first, just on the 3 sides. So I've gone and cut and measured and inked all of these, so we can just glue them together and then glue the little panel in to the journal cover. Oh, I got strings off of the Fabri-Tac. So there we go. Where's it? Oh, it's hiding. There, that's going to make a really nice little pocket there. Now I want to put this right down the bottom, so I think I will put the glue on here. Okay. So okay, that looks nice on there. So we can do this, smooth it down on this side. Lovely. And then this is just a little pocket that's going to go on here. We can decorate that up if we want to when we do the decorating of the journal. I just went ahead and backed it onto some spare craft card. It still feels thinner than that other scrapbooking card that was the 280 GSM. I just think that's just too thick. I don't mind a journaling card or something that it's that thick, but now this wants to curl up a bit, so in come my weights. Oh, I had a comment a lady said about hubby should have a little sideline in these. I don't think he, well, he didn't swipe them from work. One of where he works, one of the engineers there gave them to him, because he was like, oh, that might come in handy for Jen in the craft room. So he was able to get some, but yeah, they're not. I mean, I suppose you could just make some that you like. It's like a ball bearing weight that's in the bottom of these, and they're just like a acrylic plastic. But it just works, because before I was having to use, like, try and weight it down if my glue was full, or peg it. I'd use pegs, and they'd often leave ridges and marks. So this is a great alternative, but anything will do really. Just checking my time. How's that doing? Still a little tacky. Okay. So this one is pretty similar. It's just going to flip out that way. This time it's going to have a pocket that's like that on it instead. And then that one goes that way. So yeah, I think this is going to be really nice. I don't decorate the house up with any pink at all for Christmas. I tend to go for more nature, with some of the reds and the greens for the season, but it's lots of like fir cones and fir boughs and things like that. I just love all the natural style ones, but I do visually, I like the pink. I think it's gorgeous, because I do like pink as a colour. So that's one panel ready to go in. I'll pop that up there. So let's do this one. So that can just sit down there. Just weigh it down again, I think. Near it to the oops. Gosh, sorry if that woke anybody up and you were zoning out while you craft along with me. Okay, let's glue this one. Again, I backed this on some spare craft card. Okay. There we go. Lay that one down. See how we're doing. Still feels, oh, it's the book corners. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. What I want to do now is put this over the top next, I think. Over there, and then that. Yeah, okay. So we'll just get this one done. We can, while that's waiting, we can put some glue all along here. I do like having these flippy flaps on journals. I think this is becoming a bit of a signature style for me. I love all the interest that it gives you by having it on there. Okay. Okay, so we want you fairly close to the bottom again. Like so, I think. Yeah, that looks good. Let's burnish that down. And I just wanted to make sure it didn't feel like it was sticking. Let's just give it a bit of a... The craft card that I use can be quite porous at times and soaks up a lot of glue, and I don't want to put too much because then it all seeps out. So there we go, that's the second little insert that's going to go on. So they're both very similar, just slightly different pocket and they go a different way. But right, let's bring this back, and hopefully we've got enough time just to finish this off. So we're going to put you here, and I measured you to be about the same size. Let's check my time. Oh, 23. Okay. Let's it's soaking in quite quickly, so I'm just going to do a little bit first, I think, because this is quite sheer as well. Okay. Just use this card for the moment. Okay. This is certainly using the muscles in my arms and my hands, this Fabri-Tac bottle. I've gone back, I've got another one on my shelf. I've gone back to the smaller size. I really struggling with that one being so big, and that. And I think it works out a couple of quid cheaper, which in the scheme of things is much, you know, much better. But I'm struggling with my hands with this one, especially when you've got to do a lot of gluing like this. So yeah. Unless I decant it into a smaller bottle, that's an idea actually. I suppose I could. Just get the one that works out to be cheaper and decant it if I save one of the Fabri-Tac bottles. Okay, that should be done. So that's okay. I'm just going to leave that. Actually, that might hold better if it's like so. Just going to leave that at the side there to the right a bit. Okay. So we're up to 27. I did want to get these stuck in. Basically, I'm just going to glue around here and stick them in. I did want to do these before I run out of camera. Maybe I shouldn't have done this first. It seems to be sticking. I know I want to trim this end off here. It's a bit too long along here. I don't mind a bit of overhang, but that's a nice scrap. Yeah, I think that's going to be nice. It still is a bit tacky though. So I think with the length of video, I'm going to have to come back, and in my next video we'll glue these in. I will have sorted out putting the signature together. So we've got the inserts, what was going to go on the cover. I've got 2 pages that are plain and then 1 page with flip flaps. I've got another page here that I've got an idea for some flip flaps, and then there'll be some coffee dye paper and things like that. So I'll pull out all of those supplies and we'll be back, and we'll just finish the cover off and then put the signature together, sew it in, and hopefully start on the decorating. So thanks very much for watching what's probably quite a long video from me today. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're crafting along. And I look forward to seeing you all again in my next video. Take care everyone. Bye.